take over an abandoned warehouse somewhere.
Well, you can always keep a couple of thousand in reserve in case you need it. And then if you can't find a place to stay, you can always rent something. You know, if you really have to. You don't have
Okay.
to spend all of it. It's just that once you're in Springfield, it will, well, you'll no longer be able to draw on the connections that the Lord has, so if you want more guns, for example, you're gonna have to find some sort of local arms dealer in some way.
Put in chat what y'all are wanting to actually buy as far as the armaments go. I'm trying to keep track of the money. If everybody's in agreement, 9,000 for the car probably would go over well,
Yeah,
as long as someone knows how to drive.
I think the ghouls both know how to drive at the very least. I gave them a dot of drive when creating them for Malik.
Oh, so we also have two ghouls going in with us. That's going to be interesting.
Well, the Lord did say that there was Schlachta in the city, and those things are nasty, especially if they attack during the day, so having someone to raise the alarm, at the very least, is probably a good idea. Right, apparently John went offline. Saying that the Lord mentioned...
Okay, so I'm seeing a count then of 5 heavy revolvers, considering Surath doesn't want a revolver. Is that what everyone wants? Because I see Nietzsche wants 2, Bacon I know wants 1. I will take 1, and then yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, as for magazines, keep in mind that every gun comes with an... Well, it comes fully loaded and with an extra magazine, so you don't necessarily have to buy extra clips. It's more like if you expect to get in the kind of battle where you would expend, you know, more than 2 clips and still need to reload, right? Without actually putting bullets back into the clips you've just emptied.
So are y'all in agreement on the 5 revolvers and the extra ammo? Does that include the silver rounds? Okay, I'll write that down and we can take that in with us.
Yeah, I'll actually make a note in the campaign so that you can write the expenditures and prices down there. I think it'll be easier for everyone if we can just keep track of it that way.
Yeah, very much so. I'm just like taking notes as to the amount of money so we don't go over and all that. But yeah, note in the actual system as far as party resources. And then possibly a individual resource tab, unless you want to put that in notes on the character sheets themselves for individual persons.
Well, everyone has a note specifically for their inventories and rituals, right? I expect we would put it there.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was there.
Nietzsche, keep in mind that you would have to, without celerity, use the dice pool splitting penalties in order to fire both, and you would be taking a +1 to difficulty on your offhand, since I don't think you have the ambidextrous merit. So I think that's -2 on the first shot and 3 on the second if you fired once with each hand. Or you could give one to Bronson, but Bronson is much better at melee. You would probably be better off making him wrestle a vampire to the ground and then just executing them with close range headshots while they're held in place. You know, if you wanted to be dicks about it. Yeah, sure, and you might want to buy an extra gun or two, because sooner or later there will be Gangrel on the Sabbat side or someone with Protean, and guns can get ripped up or otherwise damaged beyond repair. So, you know, don't count on this arsenal lasting from now on till Judgment Day. Sure, you can do that, just as long as, you know, the group agrees on how it wants to spend its resources. I'm fine with it.
Okay, in that case, we have 13,075 left as far as group resources. And we do need some way in.
Keep in mind that if you don't buy a decent car, the clan will provide you with a barely running van in any case. So, I mean, you might need to roll some roadside repair rolls, but it will probably get you into the city. Keep in mind, if someone is really good at firearms, you could get one shotgun, for example, and have them stand back and just blast at people. Or a rifle of some description.
I'm good with just having a handgun. I'll explain that one to you in a second, Chris.
Alright. Well, since werewolves can't soak silver, if all 4 of you gunned one down with silver-loaded revolvers, it would probably be pretty fucked. Probably. You know, you can also buy things that aren't exactly on the list, like, say, a couple of cans of gasoline, just in case you need to, oh, I don't know, burn someone or something down.
Really? You want us to play that game in this one too?
Oh, come on, it's fun. Fire, you know? Besides, Jackalor has a lot of the fire path. I mean, what could go wrong, right?
Exactly. We're gonna have suicide bombing ghouls again. Yay.
Well, I didn't actually use him as a suicide bomber. I mean, I might have considered it for a second, but...
Yeah, Jack, one box silver bullets, 45 caliber. The heavy revolvers are 44.
Well, you can just put it down as heavy revolver ammo to avoid confusion. I think I made the prices the same for both 44 and 45.
They are the same, so it works out.
Yeah, I considered those guns relatively equivalent since they both have their advantages and drawbacks.
Yeah. And so, are we going to take in a broken down van, or do y'all want to spend of our last 13K enough to buy a car that can fit 6 of us? Which in which case I'd say we get an SUV because that would fit us. Yes, we do still need a home. I don't expect, like, we could potentially rent. If one of y'all were so inclined, y'all could possibly compel a mortal to give us the keys to a place. Y'all could ghoul somebody. There's a lot of options there. Oh, it's 14,250 left?
Well, okay, if you say so, but just make sure the math is accurate.
I'm doing it now. We get an extra box of ammo for each of us, of standard ammo for the weapons, or just taking what comes with.
Yeah, sure. Keep in mind, you don't exactly know how long it will take to set up an arms connection, so you might want to buy a couple of hundred of rounds. Well, you know, like, say 500 rounds between all of you. Just so you know you won't run out until you get set up properly. Exactly, ordinary ammo isn't that expensive, so you can just load up relatively easily. Okay, so they are happily discussing
We only
ammunitions.
have 13,075, and that's with only getting 5 boxes of extra ammo, because we're getting 5 revolvers, and then 1 box of silver rounds. Is 1375 left.
Jekyll
I
or
thought,
Nietzsche wanted an extra revolver for one of his ghouls, cause he has a bodyguard type guy with him.
oh, in that case, yeah, that would be 4 of them. Unless the other ghoul needs a firearm as well.
The other ghoul is your sexy secretary finance chick type, so she's more for non-combat situations. She's more to manage resources.
And she's acting.
And she's what?
Eye candy.
Okay, I'll agree. I saw the picture, but okay, so that means 4 rounds. So let
Keep
me
in
fix
mind
that
that
math.
I will, if it makes sense for the enemies to do so, go for the guns. So I suggest getting 1 or 2 extra guns, just in case. Because it might well
Yeah.
come up.
We only get the 4 revolvers and 4 extra boxes of ammo. We have 13,950. Do y'all want to get 2 or 3 extra weapons? We don't necessarily need to get the extra ammo on those because if they get destroyed, we still have our back stock of ammo. And mind you, I only got 5 extra boxes of ammo. So if y'all want to get more, let me know now.
Keep in mind also that if you will be fighting Sabat, that they may well have some crappy guns of their own. Like, you're certainly gonna be able to pick up light pistols relatively easily.
So, anyone, what do y'all want to do? Just get the 4 and roll with it? Go kill some Sabat and take their weapons? I don't actually recommend doing that right out the gate. We don't exactly have a power base there. We might not want to start a war with the Sabat. Or even let them know we're there.
Well, that's the thing, you're already at war. Yes, just like Jack's saying.
Well,
It's like,
it's the jihad. It's a standing war. We're Camarilla, they're Sabat. But if we don't make our presence felt very, very quickly to them directly, maybe we can put off messing with them for a second.
well, you do know that this city has been relatively free of Sabat for a good long while, and they only moved in during the last week after the Tremere staged their attempted coup. After, you know, a lot of the powerful players have expended their strength fighting each other. So it's just after the first crazy rush of fighting has petered out as both sides to stop to, rearm, essentially. So it's not so much a Cold War in this case.
That actually what we do when we first get there, that's for another time. Right now, let's just work on how much of this money we're going to spend, and then what kind of vehicle we're going to enter the city in. We can figure out the living situation once we get there and see what it looks like on the ground itself. So do y'all want to have some shotguns or an SMG, any of that come in with us?
Yeah, actually, you can spend some money on clothes that conceal weapons more easily, though admittedly that's less important since you have 2 people that are relatively good at dominate. Oh, I don't know, how much does a coat cost in the US of A? Like $100?
Depends on if you get it from Goodwill or not. If you get it from Goodwill, it's like $5. If you want one new that's actually decent, looks okay, anywhere from $100 to $600.
Well, yeah, I doubt the Lord would give you Goodwill clothes, so it would probably be 100 cents at least, since, you know, I mean, giving you second-hand cast-offs kind of doesn't sit right with him. It's like he just throws a bunch of money at you, tells you there's the ghouls, tell them what you want, they'll go get it.
Okay, I put down $100. Jack, you have a trench coat. Enjoy being that guy.
Sure, you could theoretically do that under normal circumstances, Nietzsche, but you only have like a night or two of warning, so you don't exactly have the time with all the preparations to go hunting for bargains. The best you can do is just peel off a couple of bills and tell a ghoul to go get it for you.
And come on, guys. I don't even have shoes. Mind you, my character doesn't like wearing shoes, but still, I don't even have shoes.
Yeah, I know, all that broken glass must feel so good.
Why don't I have shoes? Because I like to feel the earth beneath my feet.
Oh yes, all that concrete. Oof.
Hey, that concrete was dirt at one point.
Just wait till you get the green path. Just wait. I'm thinking of doing a whole thing about how it feels twisted and wrong to you.
I'm looking at this map. There's a decent amount of green space in this city.
Well,
I
yeah.
definitely want to set up an apartment near Rudolfsheim.
You can always go and live with the Malks in the park, right? I'm sure they'll welcome you.
Nah, they're off to the little bit north of the Malks, off to the west side, at Rudolfsheim. That looks like it's a green space, and there may be an apartment getting there. Not for the party, though.
Yeah, maybe, but keep in mind, you have a whole Chantry that has been or is getting looted, so the Lord will probably expect you to, you know, deal with that problem ASAP.
I know. But we'll see how this plays out. Are we taking any more arsenal in?
You know, you can buy one of the rifles and spend like an extra couple of hundred to make it scoped so you can get the huge extra dice for, you know, ambush shots when you can actually aim at a character for a while.
I can get ambush shots in the same room, remember?
Well, yeah, but still. Haven't exactly
Hey,
decided.
I was thinking.
Haven't exactly decided what kind of combat bonuses you'll get for the obfuscate, but you'll probably get an automatic success or two on an ambush contested roll.
Okay, we'll figure that out with the mechanics side of it. But as far as a car, I'm thinking SUV between 6 and 8K. It's not going to be the nicest. It's not going to be brand new. But it's going to run, and it's going to run well. And it will have a decent paint job with that price. Here in the US, at least.
Yeah, sure, I suppose that makes sense. I mean, as long as you don't have to pretend that that car isn't yours, right? When you go to Elysium.
Well, I'm assuming we have a ghoul that can walk in there during the daylight and go and get us a car.
I mean, yeah, as far as buying a car, that's perfectly fine. I mean, the clan arranges the whole thing. You're just busy being briefed and told that, you know, the usual don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up litany.
Okay. So 7K then, everyone? Is that good for getting us an SUV that will easily fit all of us? Probably like a Chevy Trailblazer or something. Unless y'all want to run in there with one of the European Mercedes SUVs. Right now, $13,850 is what we're sitting at.
I know Jackalor wanted to buy some blood from, for his personal stash with his personal funds, but you might want to have a couple of bags sitting there just in case something goes horribly wrong as well.
That may be a good idea. And I did put down for 7K on a vehicle, so we're at 6,850 now.
Yeah, okay, that will get you to the point where, people won't subtract points for the state of your car if they see it. Like, the Toreador won't immediately assume you're trash.
Did y'all want to buy some blood? And it is an SUV, so we could fit in a mini fridge.
Keep in mind, you also have a trunk of weapons and such. Extra clothing, armor, that kind of thing. So, try to keep the space expectations realistic.
Okay, fine, no mini fridge.
Now you can have a mini fridge, I'm just saying, like you can't fit like 50 assault rifles in the back of it.
Okay. And yeah, how many blood points does a single bag restore?
Well, the book says it's a point of blood per plasma bag, so I expect that. But I think one of you might have gotten cleansed blood, so you could technically use the diseased blood bags, which were cheaper, I think, if I set them down, and just cleanse them before using. It will take like 5 minutes to clean them up, but you can save some cash that way.
That one's on y'all. I agree, Jack. Armor seems kind of pointless unless we're going into a major firefight, in which case we all will pull riot gear anyway. But we'll wait to see how that one comes out.
Well, if it has a rating of say 3, then you're probably gonna... Well, the lowest tiers of armor, they're like throwaway pieces, right? The heavier stuff like riot gear, that's when you want to be a walking tank and when you... Well, that you can actually expect to last a bit as long as you take good care of it.
Okay, so Bacon, you want to get some decent clothing? I guess in that case, most of us should. So, how much were you thinking to go on your shopping spree to get to the mall and buy some jeans and t-shirts? Non-armored, non-reinforced, just clothes. We're not paying for you a 1 to 2K suit, though, Jack.
I mean, if you get a $1,000 worth of suit and accessories, then I'm perfectly fine with you looking pretty damn good. You really don't need to spend more than 1,000 on a set of clothes. A couple of hundred will probably make you look okay. It's just, presentable to the point where the Toreador, again, will be okay with being seen with you.
Okay, is that for each of us or all together?
And for each of you. I mean, they're
You all
Toreador,
eat?
right? They're notoriously
Yeah.
shallow. And they're also
I
influential.
think I may know a thing or two about a Toreador and their vanity, but we'll see. Yeah, are y'all okay spending in 1K each? We do have 6,800 left.
Oh, you actually bought one from your own cash, Jekyll, or? Okay then, that's fine. Just note in your inventory somewhere how much of your cash is left and what you spent on. That's fine. Just as long as it's noted and calculated, it's fine.
Okay, one last thing as far as clothes go. Are we buying clothes for the ghouls? I am not thinking we're gonna pay $1,000 for ghouls.
Probably not much point now. But you might want to spend a little bit of cash on just getting cheap clothes that you don't mind getting torn up in case you're going into combat or if some sort of accident happens, you know. Hell, even if you bought a hunting roll and spilled blood all over them, right? I mean, I'm enough of a dick to ruin a suit by spilling blood over it.
Recommendations: don't go hunting in a suit.
But hey, you might get a bonus on the hunt roll if you do. 'Cause you're, you know, easier attracting gold digging, you know. For some seduction rolls, you know.
Chloe will be wearing clothes at home, Nietzsche. That's a requirement.
I mean, she is bloodbound, and he could probably convince her.
Nietzsche, if you do not want issues up front with certain members of the party, I'd recommend you not abuse Chloe.
I mean, she's just a ghoul, right? She's meant to serve her master.
Nietzsche, I don't recommend you abuse Chloe.
I mean, they're just humans, right? I mean, they're barely above animals when you think about it. A cat doesn't wear clothes, right? So why should she?
You haven't seen the cat ladies on YouTube, have you, Chris? Because some of those cats do wear clothes.
I try not to visit the bad neighborhoods.
Chris, this is going to get interesting very quickly. Maybe on the ride into town.
Oh, it's perfectly fine for you to abuse her. What is your humanity? 6? You no longer give a fuck about things like that, as long as you're not actually, you know, killing people, generally speaking.
My character would, though, Jack. Because it's my character. You know my backstory. Well, you know it in real life, not my backstory as far as in character. Your character doesn't know me.
Okay, let me just check how high his humanity is. Okay, would you actually care though, since your humanity is so low?
I was waiting for you to say that, Chris. That's the first thing that experience points are going to, is to boost my humanity, to make my RP better.
Oh, so
As
you've
far as
had some dark moments and now you're trying to climb your way back up, I take it.
it has been a long time since, yeah, it's been a few years that some things may have happened.
Well, wouldn't it be reasonable to assume that you wouldn't give a fuck about Chloe and only about, you know, your special ally?
She reminds me of a special ally, though. Look at the pictures.
Okay,
I
fair
have a
enough.
humanity of 5. My humanity is 5, Jack. I probably have the lowest humanity of all of us.
I think the fighting ghoul might have a humanity of 5, actually. Since he's a short-fused little fuck in his own way.
I can appreciate that. Have you ever met a drunk Irishman?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, my character does sound a little team humanity at this point, but I will be spending experience points to pull my humanity back. There's certain character flaws that I have that lend it to that.
Yeah, well, let's just hope that you never have to kill any innocent salubri, right? 'Cause you know, murder of innocent healers and all that.
The real question, Chris, is what happens if someone were to kill a certain someone? Then my humanity might just disappear.
Of course they are, Jackalore. The clan says they are. Of course they are. Kill it. Kill it with fire.
What are we killing with fire?
Salubri healers.
Okay.
Okay, so how much cash do you have left?
With just 1K spent on each of the vampires' clothing, we have 2,850.
Well, you'll probably want to keep at least 1,000 or 2 in reserve, right?
Yeah, and I think they're wanting to spend some money on Chloe and Bronson. I'm going to say $1,000 between the two of them. But if y'all want to spend less, y'all can spend less. We'll just role play out how certain things may happen.
I mean,
So 200 on each.
well, I would
Say
assume
that
they at
again.
least have a couple of sets of clothes, right? Each of them. Like, one extra set, so...
Okay, so $400 between the two. I'll write it down. And why do we need to spend money on the humans? Because they represent us. Anything the ghouls do reflect on Malik. Because they're his. So if they look like crap, he looks like crap.
I
If
mean,
they kill a kindred,
it does look cooler if you arrive with your personal driver, right? Because what kind of a self-respecting vampire drives himself?
I have drive one.
Actually, I think most of you can't even drive as well, so it's certainly good that you have some extra pairs of hands that can.
I drive because I don't have ghouls. Okay, so at this point we are down to 2450. Do y'all want to buy anything else with that? I agree, we need to keep at least 2K left over. But we could keep all of this and be able to get us a decent place if the Chantry is totally destroyed.
Well, did you get any blood bags for emergencies, like if someone's really fucked up and can't hunt? So you know, don't have to actually end up bloodbound.
Did y'all want to buy some blood bags? They're expensive. We can get a mini fridge in town. Y'all can probably go in dominate someone to give you their refrigerator from their house. And most apartments come furnished with the appliances, so if we got an apartment, it would probably have a refrigerator in it.
I mean, you do have a couple of ghouls, right? They're just walking blood bags, right? I'm sure Nietzsche wouldn't mind sharing.
Chris, I really gotta up my humanity.
You know, if you roleplay it well enough, I'll give you a point for free. You know, in an appropriate situation, if you do something really humane that shows your complete and utter remorse of the monster you've become.
Okay. I have a strange feeling that'll be maybe like 5 minutes in this next session. Y'all want to buy disease blood bags? Does someone have pure blood?
Yeah, I'm not sure if... I mean, some people were changing their rituals around a lot, but I certainly don't mind someone taking it, and I think someone might have.
I haven't changed mine because mine's used for something.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Malik wrote down his as cleanse blood, so you have one guy that has that ritual.
Okay, that means we're relying on Malik to make y'all's blood bags safe.
Keep in mind it takes 5 minutes to cleanse them, so you know, it's that or you can end up rolling stamina.
Okay, in that case, how many bags do y'all want to get? 5? 6?
Yeah, I think we're nearly done here, Nietzsche, so it should be fine if you need to go. We're just finishing up at this point.
That can be next weekend, Nietzsche. We're not actually really starting the day today. It's the admin stuff, the getting our finances before we ever get to town was what today was.
If you get enough blood to bring someone up from 0 to not hungry state, say with 10 diseased blood bags, you can probably revive people often enough until you get to the point where you have your own supply of blood in town, so that would probably be enough to last you till then.
Okay, in that case, I'd say we get 9 bags. That'll leave us with just over $2,000. Yeah, 2,000 exactly.
Okay, so you're all settled on what you want to get then?
Yep. I'll put the annotations into the handout.
Yeah, also make sure that you write down your individual wealth and expenses into your inventories. Okay, I'm gonna end the YouTube recording here, so if anyone has any last things they want to share with the viewers, now would be the time.
Okay, everyone out there in YouTube land, if you like the video and do want to see more of it, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting very quick. Go ahead and like, subscribe to Green Dragon here. He's an awesome guy. And comment on the video. It helps boost the search. And tell your friends.
Okay then, and with that I'm gonna end the
Also,
recording here.
I'm going to talk with Chris. We're going to do a character introduction thing that the other players aren't going to metagame, Jack, so that you can understand some of the choices that the characters have done today. And maybe it'll make it a little clearer.
Okay then, so I'm ending the recording here, and I'm just gonna finish up with the guys, and I'll see you next week when we start actually playing, so see you then.